So now some comments under this thing have me thinking about this thing. So you do know a couple things made the news. So they called a couple members of Congress into the office, called them into the principal's office, telling them to withdraw their names from wanting to release the Epstein files, number one. They're going after Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has been one of the staunchest MAGA people almost from day one, over these Epstein files. And now, because this thing got released from this committee in Congress, they're simultaneously announcing investigation into only Democrats that they see are maybe, or people rumor has it they're affiliated with the Epstein files. Only Democrats. Which would again enable them to block Congress from releasing the full unredacted Epstein files. Because make no mistake, unless these Epstein files are released fully and unredacted so we know every single person who raped people, who are involved in PDFing at Epstein's Kinko Island, right? Only unless that thing is released fully unredacted to the public does the Epstein files really do a national service, do a service to democracy. If it is redacted in any way to protect Trump or Republicans or any other powerful billionaire who's associated with it, fuck that shit. Again, as I said earlier, I want these things to come out because the what happened to people must be aired out in the light of fucking day. A woman committed suicide earlier this year after writing a novel because she couldn't deal with the gaslighting coming from this fucking administration. It triggered the hell out of her, and now she's no longer with us. So these files need to be released, unredacted and fully. I don't care. And let me say something to you, MAGAs. Let me say something to you from the lefty side of things, from Democratic side of things, from Democratic voter, regular Democratic voter out here in the public. We have no desire to protect any of our politicians or lefty-leaning figures or donors or funders who are implicated in the Epstein files. We want them to go to jail and face the consequences and have their wealth taken and be sued to oblivion, just like we want the Republicans done. We are an across-the-board egalitarian fuck you if you fuck with kids and you grape women. That's us. On the left, we have no desire to protect any of our Democratic politicians. Okay? You MAGA folks, right? You people are contorting yourself in the most obscene ways. I made a video, a couple of people made a video last week about this guy that was on Dean Withers' podcast. He basically tried to act like if raping children, raping kids is wrong because he knows, and he doesn't, I don't even think he realizes he's doing it, because he knows that many of the people, the Republican and the MAGA figures, including his president, are implicated, and credibly so, in doing the same thing. So they want the Epstein files released, but only if it implicates Democrats or lefties or liberals or progressives. But as far as their people being implicated, they want to launder those fucking awful crimes and sins so that somehow something that's objectively fucked up and evil, it's not so because their person did it, so it can't be. It just cannot be. If their person did it, it can't be. But if the Democrats did it, lock them up. If their person did it, it can't be. If the Democrats did, lock them up. You feel me? If their person rapes a child, somehow nothing's wrong with that. But if the Democrats did, oh no quarter. They need to be thrown under the jail. That is the difference between us on the left, us sane folks out here, and MAGA. You folks, MAGA, you people are fucking evil. You see, I resisted talking about the Epstein files. I resisted talking about the Epstein files because this shit triggers the fuck out of me. It infuriates me to a point where I can barely think straight. That is fucking evil. And let me say again, and I'm going to finish with this. I want the evil done to children and the women caught up in this thing to be exposed. I want people to pay the consequences. But I must say one thing. Unless that is not fully unredacted and released to the public, right? If they are allowed to use this thing selectively the way they were flagrantly fucking doing, only investigating Democrats, it is serving as a smokescreen for other things that they're doing. It is serving as a cover to keep the media crows squawking. It is serving as a distraction for the public. It's not a distraction in that it's a significant issue in its fucking self. It's moral rot. They're trying to launder an impossibly immoral rot right in our fucking faces. But they are attempting to use it to distract us from the other shit they're doing. To distract us from the country-breaking, desperate, craving, frightened attempt at calcifying whitey supremacy and racism permanently in this country. They're trying to calcify whitey supremacy as to forever have primacy in this country. They're trying to do it. That's the primary goal. A lot of the people associated with that effort have some really fucking god-awful, habits, which are indicated by the Epstein files to go along with it. They consider these people who have these habits, who are child rapists and stuff, essential towards their project of enshrining and calcifying in perpetuity and permanently whitey supremacy in this country. So they're trying to launder their proclivities, their evil fucking proclivities. They're trying to make it so those evil fucking proclivities no longer potentially hamstring the movement they have towards this stuff. So they're trying to launder these evil fucking proclivities they have to try to make it seem like if those things are not a big deal. But they know it's still a big deal to the majority of the American public, so they're trying to use it to distract us while they go at breakneck speed, trying their damnedest to finish Project 2025, to finish their fucking plans. This is what they're doing. Make no mistake, people. This is what they're doing. There's certain key, let me say it again. There's certain key whitey supremacist figures that are essential towards their goal of enshrining whitey supremacy forever in this country, who have some nasty, evil fucking pastimes and urges. And so to protect them personally, so their downfall doesn't hamper the enshrining of white supremacy and permanence, right? They are trying to launder that shit by using the Epstein files. they are trying to launder key members of this whitey supremacist phalanx, including Grump and a lot of right-wing figures that we know about and that don't. A lot of judges that have been doing the due diligence. Those of them we know about and that we don't. A lot of congressmen and former congressmen who are doing due diligence behind the scene, fulfilling Project 2025's whitey supremacist goals. Those people will be potentially felled by these Epstein files. They will be felled by these Epstein files if the public knows who they are and what they've been doing. So in order to protect the whitey supremacist craven desperate push to stave off the impending end of whitey supremacy having dominion over the country, they are attempting to launder the evil, launder the unthinkable, to make it be as benign as just a simple sexual preference. That is what it's about. That is why when I said it was a distraction, I know that that's what they're trying to do. But the Epstein files is important in that it's probably the Achilles heel of many of the people doing the yeoman's work for Project 2025 and the whitey supremacist movement. It is the personal Achilles heel of those people, and if those people are taken down or delegitimized or are arrested, because the states will arrest them for this shit, the removal of these key personnel will destroy their movement. And they have no time to waste as far as they're concerned. That is why they want this Epstein files done. The Epstein files are key to it because if the Epstein files are released, it releases and hollows out the entire superstar roster of whitey supremacists that are needed to calcify whitey supremacy forever in this country.